Hello and welcome to Fusion Reaction number 1 for February 2nd, 2020. I'm Eugene and I'll be your host here. So, if you're watching, and I can see from the numbers that you're not, at this moment anyway, live anyway, you might be wondering, what is Fusion Reaction? Well, simply put, Fusion Reaction is an adjunct video podcast live streamed weekly. We'll see how that goes. To complement the Fusion Patrol podcast. So, if you don't know what the Fusion Patrol podcast is, that surprises me because why would you know about this from our Fusion Patrol channel or our Fusion Patrol Patreon page? So, uh, FusionPatrol.com if you don't know what. Do not bang the desk if you do not know what Fusion Patrol is. But in addition to a show where we look at individual TV series episode by episode and the occasional movie, Fusion Patrol has always been a personal journey. It is the journey of the co-hosts discovering or rediscovering a TV series and trying to put it in context for themselves, the issues that come up about it, the foibles, the joys, the disappointments. And not only is that personally relevant to ourselves, but it's also about the conversation. This wouldn't be the same podcast. It wouldn't be Fusion Patrol if it weren't a discussion between two or more people about what they saw, what they felt, what they experienced watching the program. And that's exactly what we're going for, but where that has always been a little bit disappointing to me, and we've been doing this now just shy of 10 years, is that although we do get some fantastic feedback and we've got some great listeners to the podcast, it's very hard to establish a dialogue or a conversation at a larger level. Part of that is because of social media. Because we're out there, we're on Twitter, and we've got email, and we've got Facebook, and we've got the Patreon page, and we've got the website, and we get comments on all of those places. But if listener A happens to be on Facebook, but they're not on Twitter, they don't see the Twitter comments. And if they don't see the Twitter comments, they can't start that dialogue amongst our listeners. And I don't know that this necessarily is going to do it, but here's what we're going to try to address. One, this is going to be a place for odds and ends. So if I want to tell you that I'm currently working on a video review of the Big Finish Prisoner box set 2, which I am, this is the place to let you know that's coming. If I want to tell you something about upcoming shows or projects that we're working on, this is the place where I'm going to tell you about it. But also, the schedule of Fusion Patrol is such that sometimes we're getting episodes out while the film is still wet. And of course, we don't use film, and it isn't really wet, but go with a metaphor. We have episodes that are, edited and done and shot out there an hour before they're supposed to go live. And on other times, we have episodes that have been in the can for a year. For a year. We had finished all of our Firefly podcasts, all of them, before we even aired the first one. And that's just a logistical thing as to what works for us and what doesn't work for us. And where that's a problem is that episode 1 goes out of Firefly, somebody has a fantastic comment, and there is absolutely no way on the podcast that we will ever be able to address that. The only place we will be able to address those things are here. Because, we were done. We can't incorporate your feedback into some of the podcasts. And so that is what I'm hoping to get here. Now, I'm going to be quite candid with you. I scheduled this. I meant to do this Friday, and life, and nerves, and um, lack of preparedness, and I said, "Nah, I'm not going to do it Friday. I'll postpone it till Saturday." And then Saturday, we had a party for Chinese New Year, and I didn't know about it, so I didn't do it yesterday. So I thought, well, I guess I'm going to wait till next week. No, I'm not. I'm doing it today, and I'm going to only give it a 30 minutes advance scheduling, and then, and this is the sneaky part, I'm going to do it at a terrible time of day, so nobody will live stream it. So you'll all be watching this on replay. So a couple things. It's going to be posted on Patreon. It's going to be announced on Patreon. And for you folks, if next time, if you ever do tune into one live, let me know if it's even possible for you to comment live. Now, if you're on YouTube, I know that your comments will pop up on this other screen right here. And if they aren't rude, I might even drag them over with my little mousy thing and put them on the screen, and they'll pop up, and you'll be famous in Fusion Patrol land. But I scheduled it so that there would be nobody here, so that I could go through this and not feel quite as self-conscious as if we had, a person watching, a single person watching. But next time, I'm hoping next time, because next week there will be a next time, and we're going to explore a little bit more about what our parameters are. I'm going to talk a little bit about spoilers, preferably without spoilers, and our philosophy on that, and what we will and won't do. So that's looking forward for next week. Also, this week for Patreon listeners, hopefully Tuesday, but no guarantees there. Sometimes technical problems get in the way, but hopefully Tuesday we'll have our episode for Praxis out, and then for our regular stream, we'll have that out on Saturday morning, Arizona time. We also just this past week, we're still recording other stuff for the future, so we just this past week recorded episode 6 of Star Hunter Redux, which is, if I haven't announced that already, here it is, upcoming projects. At some point in the future, we will be doing Star Hunter Redux, which is it's a show, and I'm learning about a show. I've never seen it before, so I am the newbie on that particular show. And we'll be, when Doctor Who season is over, we're going to be following up, finishing Moonbase 3, and then we're going to be doing Star Cops, which was a late 1980s BBC science fiction drama that was supposed to be the replacement for Doctor Who, and wasn't. Anyway, that's it for this week's Fusion Reaction. I hope that you will get a chance to tune in on one of our later episodes. Give me some thoughts if there's anything else that we can include in this program that's missing from the regular program. And I hope to see you again next time. And I've completely and absolutely failed to set up a fade out scene, so I will just click the old finish button, and I will say 再见, or see you later, or ciao, or those kinds of things.